Tuesday, February 28th. It's 10:01 a.m. and this is the City of Syracuse Board of Assessment Review. I'm opening the meeting. We've got currently one petitioner and then Destiny USA coming in at 11. I'd like to take a roll call. I am Joe Saya.
Chuck Fahey.
Sue Straub.
Okay, and Carl Masterpole and Mike Vavanese are absent today. However, with a 5-person board, we do have a quorum, and I'd like to make a motion to open up today's meeting. So moved, Chuck.
So, yes, second.
And second, Susan.
Second.
Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Okay, so we're ready to go here, and let's see if, sir, are you, whenever you're ready, come up, take your time. Yeah, we'll have you come up and just have a seat. Whenever you're ready.
I don't know how long it'll be ready.
All right, well, that's fine. Yeah, just have a seat. Very informal, no problem.
Oh, I've never been up here.
Oh, okay. This is the Common Council chambers.
I've lived in Syracuse 80 years.
And you've never been in this room?
I've never
Oh,
been.
that's pretty cool. Very good, very good. All right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swear you in, and then let me just grab that. I'm going to swear you in, and then I will read some information into the record, and then
Read me the right act?
no, I'll just give some information, and then you can read us the right act. And then we'll see what the city has to say, and that'll be that.
Are you Mr. Sallin?
Yes.
Would you like some coffee, Mr. Sallin?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Nice of you to offer, though.
Okay, so this property, 501 Myrtle, is it street or avenue, or?
It should be street, but they always call it an Ave.
Okay. And this, I believe, I'm looking at the petition, it looks like this is an exemption issue. Is that correct?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Okay, all right. So I don't have, again, 501 Myrtle Avenue.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yep. And I don't have any.
Tipperary Hill.
Yes, exactly. I don't have any assessment information, so I won't worry about that because you're claiming a full exemption, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. So let me just thumb through a couple things here.
Take your time.
Okay. And you submitted some tax return, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the situation?
Well,
Swear him in.
Pardon me? Oh, I'm going to swear you in. I'm sorry. My apologies. If you could raise your right hand, state your name for the record.
Craig Sallin.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Yes. And we weren't targeting you. We always do that, but I completely forgot, so I apologize.
Oh, well.
So yeah, let me just ask Tom a quick question. Was this exempt before, Tom?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so this is a new application. Okay.
I've been in Syracuse, like I said, 80 years. I've lived there for 30.
Okay.
And basically,
Is it, you've lived there the last 30 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'm sort of confused. I've never had any issues before, but I'm on Social Security.
Okay.
That's my main revenue right now.
Okay.
And the tax thing, somehow my accountant or whatever, it came out where there was a lot of tax, and I said, you know, how can this be? I'm not making any money. And so I filed the taxes, as you have the file on the taxes?
I do have whatever you submitted, yes.
All right. And so I went downstairs and talked to them, and they said, well, you need to go through this procedure. So that's where I'm now. I'm sort of confused, actually, but...
Okay, let me ask you again.
Yeah, please, ask me some questions.
Now you've been living there for the last 30 years, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
When was the first time you applied for an exemption? And what is this exemption for?
Senior citizens.
Oh,
Okay, all right, so it's a senior citizen exemption, and you were under the impression that you were always receiving that, but maybe you weren't, and then you looked at the tax returns and you're like, gee, something's not right.
I think that's it, but actually, I think I was getting it before.
You
But
think you were
something
getting it?
happened, and it switched it into, okay, you got to pay.
Okay.
So, no,
All right, so we're thinking that he was getting the exemption, and I guess the question is of where you are living.
Right there. Yes. I get my mail at a P.O. box, but I live there, and I have all kinds of documentation to...
All right, let's see what you got.
Okay. I left town for a month or so, and someone broke in and robbed me.
You did what?
What?
They robbed him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they robbed me, and so I said, hold it, I think the mail was accumulated in my box, and they saw that, so I said, I'm gonna just take my mail in a P.O. box. So that's why this situation. Oh, here, this should, I got a lot of documentation to that effect. Yes.
Well, this is your Schedule E for 2020. How about 2021? 2021 is in the file?
Yeah, I've got it here too, if you want it. Let me see, I think I printed it out. Oh, here's 2021.
Well, this lists your P.O. box, but
Yeah, it always will, because that's where I get my mail. But I have a lot of documentation indicating that that's not really where 501 Myrtle is where I live there. So I can present that to you. Let me just pull out. You want to see some documents on it?
yeah, whatever you can show me that shows that you live there.
Yeah.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yes. Well, here's ID with the address.
Yeah, well, it's issued in 2012, though. You know, we need
Current?
more recent,
Okay. Hang on.
again, I'm not
I know. Don't worry about it.
disputing what you're saying. We just need to get,
All right, here's the one I just got, and there's the address right there, you know, because for some reason, they put the P.O. box, so I went back to them, and they said, okay, well, here, I'm going to list the other one. Once you start using the P.O. box, nothing returns. Let's see, what else do I got here for you?
You want me to make a copy of that, Joe?
yeah, that'd be good.
Do you mind if I take this and go make a?
Here's another one. How about this? This has got an
How
official
new,
card.
how new is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, that license should be fine.
I'm gonna go make copies of these, or just make scans of these, and I'll be right back.
I've got a lot of,
We also understand that he has a valid driver's license for Canada and one for Missouri.
what do you say?
What, you said that you have a valid driver's license for Canada and Missouri.
Canada expired.
Okay.
That's why I got,
You have it with you? And when did it expire?
oh,
'Cause I found a Craig Salmon,
Yep.
80 years old,
yep, that's me.
on Bismarck Street in Concordia, Missouri.
Yes. I have a factory out there. that I've had for the longest time.
On Bismarck,
Yeah,
that's a house. I saw a picture of it. It's not a factory.
110 South Bismarck?
Yeah. I found a picture of it online, and it's a house, not a factory. And on your tax return, if you look at the tax return, it shows that 501 Myrtle, he received $18,000 in rent for the entire year.
Yeah, Myrtle Street is here in Syracuse.
Yeah.
All right. So I live here, but I have a plant out there, and I've had it for almost 50 years.
You put rental income from
Oh, yes.
the Myrtle Street address.
Is somebody renting Myrtle Street?
Well, my accountant actually did that because I use a couple rooms as an office.
You can't write off the entire house if you're only using 2 rooms.
Oh,
You can only use a percentage, and your accountant should know that. I'm not a CPA, and I know that. If you're living there, you can only write off the percentage of the business use of that house, not the entire,
he came up.
got it listed as a
He
rental property.
may have come up with that
Yeah,
figure.
he
but-
came up with that. I didn't come up with
But
that.
the question is that the department didn't feel that there was proof of residency, and I think even the return address on that priority mail lists a Missouri mailing address, from what I was told.
Priority mail?
Yeah.
In order to get the, what is it, senior citizen exemption?
Yes.
You know, you got to be a full-time resident
And I am.
Myrtle Street.
And I am.
It's the department's position that he's not a resident of the property, and it'll be up to the board to decide if they've got adequate students.
Okay.
2-minute warning.
Okay. I think the way to do it then is to, so we're an independent board.
Right.
We don't work for the city. We don't work for you.
I understand.
With that said, I would say, give me whatever documentation you can for us to try to determine if you are in fact living here, you are under oath, you are saying that you live there. And so, you know, if there's, it'd be nice, I understand about the PO box, it is what it is. It'd be nice if there was a piece of mail that was addressed to that address and it was delivered to that address.
I've got a lot of that. I have a lot. Okay, here's this.
Whatever you can supply.
All right, I brought a lot of it because there's that, bank account, citizens. Here's another one, Equinox.
Okay.
Here's the Syracuse neighbor, whatever it is. Here's another one. Sorry to be so strung out, but I don't know, that's the way I've been. That's how things have developed.
Okay. And so this was delivered and then it got forwarded to the post office
Yeah.
box.
And then, oh well, how about Department of Water? Does that mean anything?
Well, this is 2020, so I'll give that back to you.
Sure.
Let's see what the date is here. This is 2022. But this went to your post office box, so.
Oh, it did?
doesn't- Yeah.
Oh, well, here, there's a, see, I circled the, this. The post office box is the mail, but there's the one I circled. I don't know if that means anything.
No, because it goes to the post office box, so
All right,
that doesn't.
there's another one.
We are at time.
Okay,
Moving along,
yeah, that's okay.
and here's another one. This is mail that I've gotten that,
Are these copies for us?
Yes, I made copies for, oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I mean
No,
the
sorry.
stuff that I have.
there's another one. I don't know if I gave you that, but
You'll walk me back to that.
Yeah,
Are
thank
you
you.
guys still want more coffee?
Maybe a little bit more.
Okay, so I'm gonna put that on before I come back up, okay?
Okay, thank you. 2019, all right, that's too old. All right, why don't you take that stuff back,
All right.
that there. I don't want to take, papers that
That's okay.
you're gonna need.
So this is, here's, does this mean anything here? From the city? This is where they send?
No, it doesn't mean anything because I need the envelope.
The envelope?
Yeah, the envelope that it came in would show me where it went to. I know that the address is
Yeah.
addressed there.
All right. Moving along. Census? Does that mean anything? No?
No, because it's old, 2020. This 1099K, it says that there was $671,000 in transactions. What's that all about?
What is it?
From WorldPay LLC?
Oh, yes, that's a credit card, or that's somehow, yeah, I think that's a credit card. That went to the company. And
Your
of course-
company?
Yeah, out in Missouri. And
What
I
does that company do?
produce specialty food products.
And you own it?
Yeah.
Okay. And how
I'm not
often
making
are
any,
you out
and
there?
I'm not making any money.
Well,
I know.
you're paying $700,000 in a bill.
Right.
How often are you out there?
I haven't been out there in 3 years.
Okay.
I go maybe once, whenever I have to.
So somebody else is running it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here's, from my accountant, there's,
Yeah, but it's P.O. Box.
inside there's information. I think he has it there. Credit union.
This might work.
Is that from whom?
This is from the Ukrainian Federal Credit Union. It's addressed to you at Myrtle Street
Yeah.
and it's dated January 13th of 2023.
I don't know if this means anything. There's my water bill or something.
Can you just make a copy of that?
Yeah.
That may suffice.
That's the board's decision.
All right. I don't want to take any of this stuff, so I'm going to give everything back to you.
All right. So we're all,
A copy of that
all
letter.
right. So you're all set with the,
We're not making a decision today, but I've got some documentation, recent documentation addressed to that address.
okay. By the way, this is my accountant. No, Jamie Rigby. Insurance, this is my insurance guy.
Yeah, Rigby, I know who he is.
Oh, you know?
Yeah, but I was neighbors with his brother back in the day. But I knew Jamie was in the insurance business. But again,
I've been with him for about 15 years.
yeah,
And he sends it to P.O. Box, which I have a couple of them. But I told him I needed this. Can you confirm that I'm here? And so that's what he did with this. Or did he? Yes. Yeah,
Yeah, but again, all that went to the P.O. box. The letter that he's making a copy of is a letter that went to your address. It got through the mail. So again, under oath, you're saying that you reside at 501 Myrtle Ave.
Yes.
Myrtle Street, and you have for the last 30 years.
yes. Oh, listen, here's one from here. Who's this from? Oh, State Farm. That's from Jamie as well. This indicates, here's his P.O. box, and it's regarding that.
Yeah, but again, this means nothing.
Is it?
Because it's sent to your P.O. box. Yes, it just says the location of the property that's covered. So there's no proof. This doesn't tell me that you live there.
Okay.
This just tells me that you have insurance on that property.
Okay.
So again, at this stage,
I understand.
I think that we have enough.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes, yeah, I think that we have enough. That was all good documentation, but most of it doesn't work for our purposes.
All right.
But the one document I did find, I think, is what we're looking for.
Okay.
And he's
So-
going to make a copy of it.
All right.
So basically, we're going to decide as a committee, as a board, based on what you've supplied, whether, we believe that you live there.
Okay.
And so let me go over to the city and see what they have to
I
say.
guess my questions are, the $670-some thousand that went through their credit card account, does that show up on his tax return as income? Because it's
Well,
money that he's taken in, and I didn't see on his tax return where that was reported even as,
Well, it wouldn't show as income, it'd show as an expense, but this is a personal tax return. It's not his business tax return.
he's claiming his house as business rent.
Not the whole house, just a couple rooms.
Yeah.
Well, you said the whole house.
Absolutely. Yes, my accountant put that in there. He said, oh, this is what he did.
Basing it on what you tell him. He's
Well,
not going to put anything on there that you don't.
I didn't even know about it, frankly. I've been with him for so long. He's been over to my house mucho times. So, bottom line is this. My business is flat. I don't make any income out of it. Everyone else gets an income over there, and I run it. But business is down, and I haven't done anything. The only income I get is basically from Social Security. I don't take any income otherwise. And all that, you'll see it comes out even. I mean, my accountant on the tax return, he shows you that there's no income. I mean, he indicates there's no income. So,
That's a personal tax return. It has nothing, as far as the
Is there a business tax return?
he does it.
Is there a business tax return?
Yes, I'm trying to think the arrangement. Basically, it comes to me. It's a sole proprietorship.
If there's a business tax return, we have to see what that income is so we can determine your eligibility.
Yeah,
for it.
that's what I thought.
We'd have to see that.
I'm just thinking of calling him right now and asking him
Well,
how that works.
it's in here.
It is.
This
You're looking at the tax return?
storehouse food reserves good for you.
Yeah.
Gross income, 1.2 million.
And you're not making money.
Well,
No, I'm not, actually.
as these numbers
I'm embarrassed.
show,
It proves
he
right
lost
there, it's gone out.
$178,000 in 2021.
How much
178,000,
in income?
yeah, in 2021.
I know this probably makes you think the flags are going up and say, oh, wow, he's trying to do this.
Well, it's not for us to say, it's
Yeah.
not for,
But that business income, if you're the sole proprietor, has to be considered in determining if you're eligible, and that would take you over the income requirements for not even the senior citizens, but also the enhanced start, considering that income.
yeah, again, I don't know how the calculation works, because, the accountant's playing the numbers game, bringing them down to, a big loss, and that is what it is. I don't know how you guys,
He would look at the business income, and if he's got a net business income of $167,000, he wouldn't be eligible based on
where's
his
that?
income alone.
Where's that?
Didn't you just say?
No, I said it's a loss of
A loss of
178,000.
100, we'd have to look at that.
Yeah, you gotta look a little closer at this, I
We've got to
think.
look at that.
It says a loss of $178,000. So I think that there's two things here, whether he actually resides there, which we can try to determine, based on the mail here, but you guys have to figure out the calculation. And he's got 21, I think somebody requested a Schedule 1, but based on what I saw, I think there's enough information to be able to determine if he qualifies from an income standpoint. So, all that stuff, we don't need, thank you for that. I made copies, or Trevor has made copies of what we believe we do need. Thank you for coming in. And we will deliberate and make a decision, and we will send you a notice first week of April. So again, it's 2020. I gotta have, 2022, 2023.
This is,
And I have a credit card bill for 2023. I'll look at it.
this is 22 now, but we're talking right now about,
Yeah, but it's addressed to your PO box.
oh,
Yeah, I gotta have it, it's either addressed to your house, it's gotta be a recent address to your house.
I just brought it in case you needed income verification.
Let me take a look at that.
Because this is how I live off of this. This is what I live on. I don't take a nickel from although you're doubting me, I don't take a nickel from the company.
Yeah, this is Social Security benefit statement.
Right.
Okay, I like that. If you
Now,
don't-
that's for 22.
If that's 2022, we would use 2021's,
You need 2021?
because the 2022 taxes aren't due until April 15th,
Right,
so we have to use the previous year's filing.
even though he's got documentation for 2022?
Yeah.
Here's 20.
How about 2021?
Got 2021?
That would be great if you do.
I don't keep that stuff, really. I mean, I'm surprised I even have this.
Yeah, well, you got 2022, which is good.
I mean, 21 was less because they bumped us and gave a increase in payments.
2020. Well, Trevor, if you wouldn't mind just making a copy of 2020, just the first page.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to take a quick peek. Nobody else is here, so, we'll give it a few more minutes, but if you want to take a quick peek, that would be great if you could find 2021 of what you gave us of 2020 and 2022.
I can't. I looked in my file and I just must have tossed it because it's going to be very close.
Yeah, I know that.
They
It'd just be
increased
good to
it.
have I need that, just to
They increased
continue to
us
bolster.
over the last year.
Yeah, no, I understand.
But what we're talking now is 2021, right? I looked for it. I couldn't find it.
Okay.
So
That's
So,
fine.
just so you understand, my situation is very unusual. 50 years ago, I opened a plant out there. I'm from Syracuse. And basically, they run it. And over the years, I've made money. But this last year, we didn't make any money. I didn't take a nickel out of that. All I had was, that's why I gave you the Social Security. I'm living off of the Social Security.
I don't dispute what you're saying. You're under oath. And, the last few years have been difficult with respect to many businesses, so that could very well be. And the tax returns do show a large loss, so.
I didn't make any money. I know you suspect that I have, but it's right
There's
there.
some expenses on there that we don't consider.
Sure, and that's what you have to get into.
That's what we have to get into. So the issues are proof of residency.
Right.
And does he qualify based on income?
Absolutely.
And if he had over $1 million in income and a loss of over $167,000, it doesn't make good business sense.
Well,
to keep the
no,
business
but
open.
no, that's for sure. However, I think we have to, he's filed the tax return.
Yeah.
So, it's going to come
We have
back to him ultimately.
Yeah, we have to.
We have to go on what the numbers
We got to
show.
look at that tax return to see what expenses on that tax return are allowable
For which year?
for 2021.
For 2021?
Yeah, which is what you gave us.
Oh, I gave you that.
Yep.
We'll go through it.
You'll see it on the 2021, that there is no profit.
No,
And I think it's questionable, the $18,000 in rent that you charge
To what?
house.
How much?
well, again, that's an accounting, I'm not saying one way or the other, but that's an accounting calculation that the accountant is using.
I didn't put that down there. He put it down there. He said, hey, here's this, and he did it. I've been with him for, 15 years, maybe
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah.
Tim Greasel.
That's up to you guys as far as, if you're going to get audited, so be it. That's your problem.
I'm not worried about it, actually.
No, I know. Well, you're resting on what he is doing, and hey, that's okay.
I've never been audited in all my time in business, and ever.
He's been doing the right thing for you then. But yeah, I think we have everything that we need. And again, we appreciate you coming in. We'll take a look at this stuff, also check with qualifications as far as income is concerned, and then we'll send you a notice first week of April. But just to remind you, everything that you've given us, we've made copies of. We have not kept anything. So, all that stuff is your originals.
Okay.
All right?
Well, thank you for your consideration.
Yes, and thank you very much for coming in. And
I wouldn't even come in if things were good, but they're not.
Well, okay.
I'm
yeah, well, you
I'm
wanna
saying
get,
all that. I'm
you
not
wanna-
getting any.
You want to take advantage of what you're entitled to as long as we've got our ducks in a row from a
Yeah.
documentation standpoint.
So this one here, you saw that.
Yeah, I did.
Location and residence premises. This is from my attorney, or no, accountant.
I'll take a look at,
And then I put an arrow to it, but
Well, again-
he's got the address of
it's
a P.O.
addressed to
box.
you, though, that
But down below, he indicates residence. Where the arrow is.
yes, that's what he's calling it a residence. That doesn't mean that you live in that residence. So I understand what you're saying, but that's it, very simply.
What would you need to, feel comfortable with that I do live there?
Well, all your...
Come
well,
over sometime.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I may take a drive-by, but, you use a P.O. box, which is fine. People do that. So, this is, so something interesting I can say you know, this is a homeowner's policy. I think I'm gonna have you make a copy of this.
Yeah.
This is a homeowner's policy, it's not a landlord's policy, right? So if he didn't live there, he would not be covered on any claim because it's a homeowner scenario. So I think I'll have you make a copy of that.
You should come over sometime and you'll really see that it's my home.
You live there, yeah. Yeah.
It's right in,
Well, again, it's twofold. Are you living there? And what's the income to, those are the two
Right.
things that need to be clarified and approved.
okay. Because number one, I'm living there, and number two, there is no income except the, whatever it
Social
is,
Security.
Social Security. I mean, I'm embarrassed to say. I'm trying to change it. But
Hopefully
everyone else,
your retirement and
everyone else gets paid. I'm the only one that doesn't get paid.
they appreciate that, I'm sure.
Yeah, they do, actually.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
I don't think about it like that because, you know, I think about it as, you know, okay, I'm surviving, and
You're providing jobs.
I don't need, you know, I don't need the money to survive, although I owe money. You know, I owe money. Anyways, we'll push on.
Yes, no, thank you.
Again, I'm not trying to take advantage. I've never had any problems with the IRS. I've never been audited, and I've been in business for bloody 50 years.
Sure.
And I've been there basically 30 years. The house actually belonged to my aunt. And my mother had it, and she gave it to me.
Okay.
Nice.
I took care of my mother for the last 10 years of her life, and we lived there. And so she just gave me the house. That was good of her.
No, that's always good of you to take care of your mother.
It changed me. It gave me a new outlook on things.
Opens your eyes.
When I started it, I was gritting my teeth, saying, oh, I'm going to get involved, and I have all this responsibility. And then the last 5 years, I didn't want to leave. It was a very emotional thing. She was a good mother.
Yeah, no, that's
And it,
very nice that you did that, and I'm sure she appreciated that as well.
yeah, she did well. I appreciated her.
Listen, if you can stay out of, my father passed away a few years ago, and it was a nursing home scenario. And I live with that every day, that I should have done more to keep him out of there.
I didn't want to do that with her.
Absolutely. Most people don't.
And I had a,
They kill more people than they.
I have a sister that lives in Albany.
Personal statement, but
Yeah.
it is what it
Yeah.
is.
I have a sister that lives in Albany, and she became missing in action, which is fine. You know, she had a couple kids, and I didn't mind, because I really enjoyed it. It was, I often thought of writing a book about it. In fact, I've got a name picked out, what's the name? I think I even trademarked the name. I was going to write a book on it,
Yeah,
because it was such an experience. 10 years I spent there,
yeah. No,
and
that's a nice thing.
that's the way it happens, you know? Anyways, listen, thank you for your consideration. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
enjoyed the experience here with you.
Yes. Well, hopefully you'll have the same enjoyment when you get our letter.
Well,
But that remains to be seen.
I expect to change.
I don't know what that is.
I expect to change the routine there as far as, but I'm surviving. You know, I'm surviving. But I expect to change the routine. I've got 5 people that work out in Missouri. And again, they're good. They take care of everything, and I haven't, it's only one time I spent a year out there. All the rest of the time I've been here and there. Anyways, I'm gonna make a comeback and
Hey,
I'll be back. I don't know if I'll be back in to see you, but
well, we'll see what.
This is my stuff?
can
Yes,
be
this is
resolved.
all, this is all yours, sir.
pardon me?
We'll see what can be resolved. We'll make our decision based on what you've submitted.
Well, this is unusual. I know, and my situation is unusual, but it's totally legitimate, and eventually I can prove it to you with all the different, that's what I was hoping to do today. But,
Well, you submitted some stuff that we can use in our analysis.
yeah, I've never had this experience before.
Well, again, we have to get the required documentation.
Okay. Even my passport has got P.O. box.
Again,
Okay. I'll bring these ones over too, because they'll probably be here soon.
yeah, sure. Anything else you want to do? Sure. All right, thank you so much. Mr. Shallen, thank you very much for coming.
Well, thank you, and ladies and gentlemen,
Have a nice
it's been an experience. We'll push on.
All right.
And this has been an experience. I need to get my affairs in order, a little more plain. The address has been a big headache. I'm really surprised that I can't basically show definitely, even my passport is got real well.
Yeah, and so P.O. Box is good in a lot of ways, but sometimes it hampers you a little bit.
With you all. Okay. Again, thank you.
Yes, thank you for coming in. Drive careful.
Yes.
Okay, so we got Destiny's files. I talked to Ann, we are going to read them all in, I believe, although we already did, but that's okay. You want these all read in?
John, we're going to have to ask him to reread it, yeah.
Okay.
Did you put my notes in the first one here now? When we read them in the first time, because I don't have any, I think I
Oh, I'm
just
sure I
did.
did. I'm sure I did.
I just want to make sure you've got them, because,
Okay. Well, let's take a peek. Well, this would be from them,
yeah,
so it would be up front here, I guess.
I'm just listening.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Hi.
All I have is this, other than their application.
Could it be in a different one?
Yeah, and I'll look.
If I ever come again, I'll bring my account.
Okay. And your insurance man, too.
Oh, yes. They're at the ready.
All right. This appears to be just the application. Now, I remember this, yeah, this was like that blanket thing. So let's thumb through and see what
If you
else.
wouldn't mind, because then I better go find it.
No, I'll look through other ones. Right now, so far, it's only been application.
I'm just,
It appears that it's just the application so far. And the designation on allowing somebody to speak. Not seeing it.
can you come out and help with it?
Yeah, sure. I certainly can.
I just, well, I'll go downstairs, because I'm thinking it's,
Yeah. I'll keep on looking,
all right,
but
yeah, I'm sure.
I suspect that
Yeah,
it's
supposed to look at his tax return.
in a minute, but thank you for coming in. I know that there was, I think you guys had requested well, let me swear you in first.
Sure.
If you could raise your right hand, state your name for the record.
Lauren E. Weber of Phillips Lytle LLP.
You swear to tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do in my capacity as representative for the landowners here.
Okay, that sounds good. So you had originally requested submitted information and then a non-hearing.
When we had submitted our complaints, the assessor's office had asked if we wanted a hearing, and I wasn't sure if we did or not. And I asked if we scheduled one, if we could cancel it, and she said yes. So I had her schedule one, just in case we wanted one. But we did not know that you could not also cancel, so my apologies.
Okay. Well, it's in your best interest to appear, if you will.
Correct.
And so that was good, and appreciate being able to reschedule and have you come in. So are there any particular order that you want these read in? Basically, we'll read them in one at a time, discuss each one individually with any pertinent information that you have that may not be in the file, and want to give you every opportunity to state the case on each one.
Sure. So how we have assembled these parcels is that there's one group of parcels that are located between Bear and Hiawatha, and those are the parcels starting with 116. And so we sort of group those together. Those are the parking parcels.
Yep.
And then the remainder of the parcels, they're starting with 117, 107, and 115. Those are south of Bear, and those are the vacant parcels. So to the extent we can do them in just the two groups, that would be helpful.
Yes, I believe that we can. So with that, I think these are in the order that you just requested.
Wonderful.
But I will follow the sheet that is in fact in the order that you requested. So we should be fine. And what I'll do is read in the information, ask you some questions, and/or give us what you have. Then we'll go over to the city on each one, and then we should be able to satisfy everybody. Okay, so the first one, for our purposes, as far as the board is concerned, this first one will be number 2, and then on our way down, okay? Okay, so 401 Hiawatha Boulevard West and Solar Street. This is a parking lot for Destiny USA. Current tentative assessed value $2,100,000 with a land value of $1,830,000. The petitioner believes the fair market value is $415,400, and that would be an equatable assessed value of $267,933. And I just want to add one thing. Again, current tentative assessed value $2,100,000. That would be an equatable market value of $3,255,814. And that just allows us to have everything as far as assessed value, market value on both sides, if you will. So with that, that's about the extent. I know there's a large packet in here. Everything else has the petition and the designation for you to speak. On Destiny's behalf. So if it doesn't, I don't think your name is on here. I'm just asking a question, and maybe I'm overlooking something, but she's okay to speak even though it's designating,
It should be Craig and Phillips Light.
yeah,
correct?
let me, yeah, okay, so you're speaking for Phillips Lytle LLP.
Correct.
Okay, yep, I think we're good, and let me just look here. Okay, all right, so on this property here, what can you add?
If you don't mind, I'd prefer to speak about the parcels as a whole after
Oh.
you read that first grouping into the record.
Sure.
Just so we're not redundant, because
Absolutely.
it applies to all of them. You second me?
All approved. Yeah, no, that sounds good to me, and I should have suggested that. Okay, then the next one is 561 Solar Street to Barge Canal. Parking lot for Destiny USA, current tentative assessed value $2,100,000 with a land value of $1,900,000. That would be a market value of $3,255,814. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $455,700, which would be an assessed value of $293,927. Okay. Next one, 551 Solar Street to the Barge Canal. Parking lot for Destiny USA. Current tentative assessed value $2,020,000 with a land value of $1,820,000. That would be a market value of $3,131,783. Petitioner believes the full market value is $421,900, and that would be an equatable assessed value of $272,126. Did I give you the land value, Sue?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Next property, 541 Solar Street to the Barge Canal. Parking lot for Destiny USA, current tentative assessed value $1,375,000 with a land value of $1,175,000. That would be a market value of 541, $2,131,783. And petitioner believes the fair market value is $270,000 with an equatable assessed value of $174,150. Okay, next property, 300 West Bear Street and Solar Street. Property is vacant land adjacent to parking lots for Destiny USA. This is current tentative assessed value of $2 million with a land value of $2 million. That would be 300. That would be a market value of $3,100,775. $3,100,775. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $562,900 with an equatable assessed value of $363,071. Next property, 531 Solar Street to the Barge Canal. This property is a parking lot for Destiny USA. Current tentative assessed value $1,370,000 with a land value of $1,170,000. That would be a market value of $2,124,031. $2,124,031. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $270,000, which would be an equatable assessed value of $174,150. Next property, 301 Hiawatha Boulevard West, rear. This is vacant commercial land. Current tentative assessed value $25,000 with a land value of $25,000. That would be a market value of $38,760.
I'm sorry, so did we miss one? So we got 300 Bear, and then 301 Hiawatha?
That's what I'm reading in now.
Okay. Okay.
It may have been potentially out of order, but I know that we have all of the files
Okay.
on this sheet.
Okay, sorry.
So hold that thought. If there's still a discrepancy when we're done, we'll once again, market value, based on the current tentative assessed value of $25,000 is $38,760. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $11,600, which would be an assessed value of $7,482. Then we have 200 West Bear Street. This is a billboard on otherwise vacant land adjacent to parking lots for Destiny USA. Current tentative assessed value $1,060,000 with a land value of $935,000. That would be a market value of $1,643,411. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $213,900, which would be an assessed value of $137,966. Next property, 250 West Bear Street and Solar Street. Okay. Current tentative assessed value, I'm sorry, this is a billboard on otherwise vacant land adjacent to parking lots for Destiny USA. Current tentative assessed value $824,000 with a land value of $744,000. That would be a market value of $1,277,519. Current tentative petitioner believes the fair market value is $183,600, which would equate to an assessed value of $118,422. Next property, 502 Solar Street. Property is vacant industrial land. Current tentative assessed value $869,000 with the land value of $869,000. The market value on that figure would be $1,347,287. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $213,500, which would be an assessed value of $137,708. Next property, 540 Solar Street. Property is a parking lot for Destiny USA. Current tentative assessed value, $1,886,000 with a land value of $1,786,000. That would be a market value of $2,924,031. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $417,800, which would be an assessed value of $269,481. So I believe this now is the last one for this batch, which would be 550 Solar Street. That would be all the 116s. This is a parking lot for Destiny USA. The current tentative assessed value, $2,957,000 with a land value of $2,857,000. That would be a market value of $4,584,496. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $660,000, which would be an assessed value of $425,700. So with that, I will turn the floor over to you.
Sure. So the parcels that you just listed, I'm going to refer to them as the parking parcels. As you know, they used to be part of the historic oil city. So there are significant environmental factors that are associated with these parcels. Because of that, they have been designated as property that can only be used for parking. If we would like to use them for any other purpose, there's extensive procedures that we have to go through, not to mention in remediation. So these are designated for only use as parking. We believe that the fair market values, the tentative fair market values and assessed values are high, and that we have valued them around $100,000 per acre. This is, of course, due to the fact that they can only be used as parking. To the extent that their value may be tied to the mall, and then the mall's worth is tentative at best, given the fact that they are non-income producing, and even if they were not tied to the mall, any other person who would want to use them would be restricted to using them for parking or face complex procedures to change that and environmental remediation.
Well, they're indirectly income producing, obviously, right? People coming to the mall and parking there and spending money and so on and so forth.
Theoretically.
Okay.
We believe...
They're not charging, there isn't a parking attendant there, I get that. But
Correct.
They are valuable to the overall scenario.
They are required parking. They are necessary, you're right, to allow us to have people come and use the mall, that's true. But we believe that the comps in Syracuse support our value of $100,000 per acre. There have been no arm's length sales in the Inner Harbor since COVID, and that's simply because of the declining values.
You submitted those comps, I assume?
I don't believe we have. I mean, this is my preparation for this meeting today, so this is not anything that we've submitted to you guys. But we believe that the comps that I have in preparation for this meeting support a value of $100,000 per acre.
But you're going to give us those comps?
If you request them, I will, sure.
Of course. I mean, we have to see, how what your valuation process is and how you're basing it.
Yeah, and if you could provide me with the comps that you use to support your valuation, you can provide me those in email.
You can do that.
Thank you. So that's all I think I have on those parcels.
Okay, and anything you want to say?
Well, these are, in this particular set of properties are already in litigation.
Oh, okay.
So I'm.
So that, I was going to ask that
So
too.
I'm going to let it rest on, we're in litigation, and then the next set I will, I mean, I have comps and I have a map and so on, but because these are in litigation, we're already in conversation.
Okay, so let me backtrack then. I'm assuming then I don't need those comps, because you're not going to supply any comps.
I do have for the next set, but they're
I
going to be
understand
one and the
that,
same.
but
I believe that you have submitted comps to us for settlement purposes already.
We did, not the
And-
board.
Yeah, and so if.
so this is
they're-
ongoing and so on and
Correct.
so forth. Yeah, I wasn't sure what, okay, all right, fair enough. Then I would say that if you want to submit the comps out of the goodness of your heart, you can, but you don't have to.
Okay.
For our purposes, I think, because, you know, you're preserving your right with respect to the litigation.
And it does look like you received, Mr. Black received them in December, so to the extent that they have not changed since then.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's perfectly fine. So you're all set on this batch, Ann? And you're all set on
I
this
am,
batch
yes.
here? Okay, good. All right, that sounds good. So now, you want me to read the rest of these in?
Yes.
As batch number 2, if you will?
Please, yes.
Okay, very good. Okay. So, my apologies, I overspoke, because I guess I didn't remember or wasn't aware that these were already in litigation.
That's okay. That's okay. I
apologize.
should have included that in my summary, so my apologies. These next ones are not in litigation.
Okay, these are not in litigation.
These ones are not in litigation.
Okay, so the first one here is 401 West Bear Street in Van Rensselaer. This property is a vacant commercial parcel. Current tentative assessed value $49,500 with a land value of $49,500. And I just want to get to the right property. So that would be an assessed, a market value of $76,744. And the petitioner believes the fair market value is $13,100 with a equatable assessed value of $8,450. There. Next property, 400 West Bear Street in Van Rensselaer. Property is a vacant commercial parcel. Current tentative assessed value is $6,000 with a land value of $6,000. That would be a market value of $9,302. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $7,441 with a land, with an equatable assessed value of $4,779. 301 West Bear Street to Solar Street. This property is a vacant industrial parcel. Current tentative assessed value $1,535,000 with a land value of $1,535,000. 301 Bear Street. That would be a market value of $2,379,845. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $470,000 with an assessed value of $303,150. Next property I have is 475 Solar Street to the Barge Canal. Property is a vacant industrial parcel. Current tentative assessed value $860,000 with a land value of $860,000. 475, that would be a market value of $1,333,333. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $330,000 with an assessed value of $212,850. This is 475 Solar Street rear. Property is a vacant industrial parcel. Current tentative assessed value $118,000 with a land value of $118,000. The market value would be $182,946. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $40,000 with an assessed value of $25,800. Next property, 470 Solar Street to North Clinton Street. Property is a vacant industrial parcel. Current tentative assessed value $2,303,000 with a land value of $2,303,000. That would be a market value of $3,570,000, 543. $3,570,543. The petitioner believes the fair market value is $855,000, which would be an equatable assessed value of $551,475. Next property, 931 North Clinton Street to West Court Street. This property is a vacant commercial parcel. Current tentative assessed value $1,760,000 with a land value of $1,760,000. That would be a market value of $2,728,682. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $540,000, which would be an assessed value of $348,300. 245 West Bear Street and Solar Street. Property is a vacant commercial parcel. Current tentative assessed value $122,000 with a land value of $122,000. That would be a market value of $189,147. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $100,000, which would be an assessed value of $64,500. Next property, 450 Solar Street. Property is a vacant commercial parcel. Current tentative assessed value $392,000 with a land value of $392,000. That would be a market value of $607,752. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $120,000, which would be an assessed value of $77,400. Then we have 967 North Clinton Street to Solar Street. Property is a vacant commercial parcel. Current tentative assessed value, $2,220,000, with a land value of $2,220,000. The market value based on those figures is $3,441,860. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $680,000 with a assessed value of $438,600. Next property, 998 North Clinton Street. This property is a vacant commercial parcel. Current tentative assessed value $255,700 with a land value of $255,700. And that would be a market value of $396,434. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $102,000, which would be an assessed value of $65,790. Next property, 1000 North Clinton Street to Oswego Boulevard. This property is a vacant commercial parcel. Current tentative assessed value $247,200 with a land value of $247,200. That would be a market value of $383,256. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $81,000, which would be an equatable assessed value of $52,245. Now, the last property we have is 901 North Clinton Street and West Court Street. Property is a vacant commercial parcel. Current tentative assessed value of $1 million with a land value of $1 million. That would be a market value of $1,550,000. $1,550,388. Petitioner believes the fair market value is $543,000, which would be an equatable assessed value of $350,235. That will complete batch number 2, if you will. And I turn it over to you.
Sure. So these parcels I will refer to as vacant parcels. They're located in the Inner Harbor land south of Bear Street. Like their name, these parcels are all vacant property, also encumbered by extensive environmental issues. I believe that we provided some environmental studies to you, but these, if they are to be developed, require extensive remediation, which would include not only soil removal up to a depth of 1 to 2 feet, but it would also require other environmental remediation such as air quality tests. So because of the environmental factors that they are encumbered with, we believe that the fair market value should be greatly reduced.
Would all that be required if they were going to be turned into parking lots?
I am not sure, to be honest. I know that if we...
Because the other ones that are parking lots now, you're claiming have those same issues. So I'm assuming that unless there's new rules in place, that these could be parking lots without doing the remediation.
My understanding of the parking parcels is that there is an agreement that we keep them as parking parcels, but I don't know the extent to which any other agreements were made in order to do so. For instance, if you keep them parking parcels, then you would not have to go through the normal environmental remediations. So to be honest, I am not sure. But theoretically, it's possible, but I'm not prepared to speak on it today.
Okay. Because what I'll do is, or what we'll do is, really get into these numbers to see if in fact, you're thinking that this batch 2 should be, it's unimproved.
Correct.
So we'll get into it. Okay. These are not in litigation.
Correct.
And so anything else you want to add before we go over to Ann?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
So just so we're, I think we've talked about this before, I reviewed all the land over that side of Bear Street, basically, if you want to say east, all the way over to the division. So all the properties, core, everybody over there was reviewed. With that being said, I will give you comparables. It's the same batch of comparables that were submitted back in December. Again, everybody's talking about this Inner Harbor and the aquarium and so on and so forth. So we're our beliefs is this land, as even unimproved, soon to be possibly parking lots, is going to definitely, even at, parking lots, is going to, keep its value. Let's put it that way. And
Right.
Again, I will submit, everybody's familiar, but I also have just the tax map, so you guys can just verify, which lots are which lots.
Yeah, no, that would be
Here's an
helpful.
aerial,
Okay.
maybe Chuck doesn't go to the mall too much, but, I think
I
everybody.
go to the gunfights.
So, but like I said, it's the same comparables we submitted prior to for the other parcels, but I will submit this because it's a new set, and again.
Okay, and the only question I had was, you said these were reviewed. Did you review them last year, and were
No.
these increases?
These were, almost everything was increased, yes.
Okay, so everything was increased for 2023.
Yes.
And the ones that are in litigation are,
Were raised for 2022.
okay, and then
Yeah.
they went into, because the deal couldn't have been had or what have you.
Correct.
Okay, all right. Is that everything that you wanted to say? You're going to
Yeah.
submit some information?
Yes, I'm gonna submit basically the maps, comps, just, to give you an idea of which parcels which ones are, improved and so on.
Okay, that sounds good. Do you want to add anything to what Ann had to say, and/or anything else about anything on the table?
I would, to Ann's point, these second parcels, the vacant parcels in the Inner Harbor, they have sustained a dramatic increase from last year. I'm looking at the percentages, and they range from 40% to 224% increase from last year. So we're not talking about just, a few percentage points of increase in value here. It's quite substantial. The second point that I want to make is that we need to be very careful about when we talk about the value of these parcels increasing due to development, we have to keep in mind that we're talking about the value of these parcels on the taxable status date, which is January 1. And it's my understanding that any news about development in this area came out after the taxable status date. So to the extent that we can think about development in this area and how it may increase the value of these parcels, again, we have to think about the development slated for this area as of the taxable status date.
Right. My point being,
Well,
the
aquarium's
numbers
been
were in
discussed for
place
quite some
before
time.
any
Yeah.
type of development. But my point is, I don't see anything over there decreasing in value.
Yep.
Like I said, I submitted comparables and I reviewed every parcel over there, not just these, so everything was reviewed.
And when was the last review prior to last year?
Well, there was, nothing's been changed, I believe, since 13,
Okay.
so almost 10 years.
10 years since the last look-see, and there were increases. Okay. Okay. These here. Anything you want to rebut to that, or?
No, I don't believe so, but I
Okay.
appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming in, and of course, coming from Buffalo. We will treat both batches separately, send our letters out first week of April, understanding that, you know, there's a bunch currently in litigation, and the second batch is not in litigation currently. Short of that, good. And, yeah, thank you very much for coming in. Safe travels back.
Thank you very much, you too.
I think
What happened to the
weather will be
bills?
okay.
I don't even want to get into it. It's so depressing, isn't it?
Broke my heart.
I know. I blame Josh Allen's elbow, but I
Yeah.
think his heart took a hit too, and I think him and Stefan need to get back on the same page because they're.
I thought they were gonna run the team.
I did too. We were booking hotel
Well, at the beginning
rooms.
of the season, were you gonna go?
I was, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beginning of the season, man, I really thought they were gonna be there.
They,
Everything going for them this
Yeah.
season.
yeah.
I didn't think
Shoulders
anybody was gonna
beyond
beat them.
anybody.
I thought they were
know.
gonna run the table.
Yeah.
But they, I think they'll be there for, several years, doing the right things and stuff, and they're fun to watch.
Joe, if you don't knock on some wood, I want to come over there and move
We'll all do it.
That's right, she's a big Bills fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's you're born into it. I feel like you have to
Grew up
be
in Buffalo?
in Orchard Park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So you were near the old stadium.
I mean, yes. So it's a way of life. I feel like.
I went to Buffalo.
Yeah. Really.
I went to Buffalo State.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
That's when I became a big
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah.
OJ was there then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was something when he was a Bill.
He wasn't a happy camper in Buffalo.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Do you make it to any game?
Yeah, I used to go all the time.
Yeah? It's
Yeah.
probably a haul from here. I'd imagine you have to stay over.
Well, no, that's when I lived in Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And they had a good team then, too.
Yeah.
You know, they had Joe Ferguson, and
Yeah, just
they had OJ, Reggie McKenzie, and they were contenders.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been an amazing team to watch.
Yes, it would have been.
Yeah.
Your stadium was beautiful.
Yeah.
Are you implying that you're too young to watch those OJ people?
I was young enough that I didn't care about it. When to the extent we're on the record, I plead the fifth.
Because he hates them.
But if you drove through here
I really
last
like him
year,
too. I got here, I
I would
was
have
like,
sworn you were still in Buffalo. All those signs in front of people's houses.
I can
It
imagine.
warms my heart.
You would have, you're right, you would have thought you were in the suburbs.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, we have an attorney in our Rochester office that makes it to every single game and drives back after the games. He doesn't even stay over, but that's impressive to me because I live 10 minutes away and it's still my whole Sunday.
I had braces and retainers and everything for way too long. And
He has offered them up, hey, you want to split
Tootsie
these?
Rolls
And
were
I
my
say, I'm a New York, I'm a Dallas fan,
downfall.
but I'm from way back.
Now I'm super sorry.
I admit it, but I'm a New York
I just
fan.
remember
I love the New York teams.
more than on one occasion, like I would be
But I'm
like
not,
chewing
I'm not
it,
driving
like
2.5 hours.
feel the piece that was like
to have a cocktail
cemented
and
into your
not
like
worry
back
about
molar.
just-
or whatever.
far as today is concerned, we've completed what we needed to complete as far as the one petitioner for Myrtle Street Avenue and then Destiny USA. So we are now done with all of the hearings for this year. And I'd like to read a little information that will move us into executive session for deliberations. So with that, let me, we're still in the morning here, just going to read a little information. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the March 1st, 2023 Board of Assessment Review session, which would be tomorrow, but we're going to begin it now. I would like to begin by taking a roll call. Joe Saya.
Chuck Fahey.
Sue Stroud.
Okay. Again, Carl Masterpole and Mike Vavanese are absent today. So with that said, we do have a quorum present, and I will now entertain a motion to enter executive session until March 30th, 2023, to deliberate and make preliminary determinations. Do I have a motion?
Yes.
Moved. A second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstain? Okay. Motion carries. Thank you. We will now adjourn to executive session until March 30th, 2023 to deliberate. We will return on March 30th, 2023 to hold final votes, announce our findings, and approve sending our findings to the county. Once again, executive session until March 30th. We will return on March 30th to the council chambers. We'll hold a final vote on all matters on March 30th. Final votes may be conducted in batches or groups as efficiency permits. And once again, approve sending the determinations to the county. With that, I will close today's meeting, and we will head into executive session.
Did you get,
Thank you.
I didn't get one of those.
You 100% did, Chuck.
Do now.
Good?
I've got extras if you need one.
Okay.
That's fine.